What's up, guys? Figured today's the day I'd finally give you a tour of my US General 72-inch box. I am a homeowner, DIY type of guy, so this isn't going to be your typical toolbox tour with, just basically automotive tools in it. I do have plenty of those, and I think you guys you'll like my socket drawer and wrench setup and whatnot, but I'm also going to have some of my homeowner type stuff, construction stuff in there as well. So it'll be a little bit different, but overall I think you guys will enjoy it. I've got as you can see, I've got a lot of Harbor Freight stuff here. I got that Daytona low profile long reach 3-ton jack there. I tuck up under there along with a nice little Pittsburgh creeper. Kind of just like to have it all blue. And like I said, I'm just a homeowner DIY type, so I can't really spend the money on top of the line everything. I do have plenty of really nice tools, but I also have my fair share of cheaper Harbor Freights type stuff. Also to the left there, you'll see the US General 5-drawer roll cart. Might do a video on that if this one does well. If you guys like this, let me know in the comments if you want to see something on the roll cart as well. But I know there's so many videos out there on those that mine probably just get lost in the feed. So we'll see about that, but keep mostly everything in here except for my really go-to stuff that I'm always using. I'll keep in the cart because I roll that around with me, and then I'll pull what I need out of this big box and kind of store it in the cart till I'm done, roll it all back over, put it away. So anyways, we'll get right into it. Show you guys the big drawer. Okay, so you guys had to bear with me on this first drawer here. The width of it is just too much for my phone to capture in its frame when it's on the tripod, so I'll have to take you through with me by hand. But the rest of the drawers will get some steadier video for you. Hopefully this light source works out for us. And forgot to mention that the top is pretty bare except the halo head. Master Chief there, excuse that. The wife won't let me keep that in the house, so it just sits out here. But I'm planning on doing a hutch or pegboard back wall here for this, so I can utilize the space up top here more too. So anyways, I'm not completely happy with the organization of this box yet. I think there's definitely room for improvement, and there's more tools to come. So if you guys have any solutions or suggestions on how I could get the best use of space out of this box, please let me know down in the comments. I should also note that I've had this box for 6 months now, a little over 6 months. Got it when it was on sale. They go on sale a few times a year for $9.99 instead of the typical $11.99 price. I got that, and then when they were loading it up into my truck, the forklift driver kind of slipped, pushed through the box. It hit the box. I can't really show it to you. It's kind of in the back right corner. They took another 15% off for it, and honestly, you guys probably wouldn't even see it on the camera. It's not even a big deal at all. But I was a little pissed at first, but then once it saved me another $150 on this already expensive enough box, I wasn't too upset anymore. So props to Harbor Freight for doing me right on that one. All right, so anyways, let's get on into this first drawer here. So, like I said, organization is kind of a work in progress, but the basic layout here is I got all my standard stuff on the left here, all the metric on the right, kind of store a bunch of bit sockets and ratchets in between. So we'll start off. You'll see a lot of the Pittsburgh ratchets. I probably got damn near the entire line just because they're so cheap, and I have a Harbor Freight near me, and you never know when just one of these is going to come in super handy versus the other, So, I got the 1/2-inch swivel head ratchet here. It's a standard 1/2-inch one that came with a 1/2-inch socket set I got from them. This is an extendable 1/2-inch, all Pittsburgh Pro stuff. Keep my longer extensions down here in this corner It's my super long 3/8 extension that I thought I'd never use. It's just a Pittsburgh, but I ended up using it when I pulled the transmission to do the clutch on my Ranger. That was the only way I could get to one of the very top bell housing bolts, and very thankful I have it. And yeah, there's another one there, and then the longer 1/4 inch extension too. That's longer locking extension. That's all Pittsburgh stuff there. I keep most of my other extensions in the roll cart, extensions, swivels, whatnot, all the other accessories, but these just won't quite fit in there. So that's why they're the only ones in this drawer. Moving on, we got the 6-point 1/4 inch drive Pittsburgh socket set here, shallow and deep. Goes from 3/16 to 9/16. Next to that, I got on these cheap little rails, I got a Torx bit socket set here. I believe this is like Barnstar brand or something from Tractor Supply. I got this set like clearance out for like $3, so. But honestly, I can't complain about them. I mean, they do the job. Behind that, here's probably my first complaint about Tecton, because this is a Tecton, the SAE hex bit socket set. I think it goes from, what's it say here? 1/8 up to 3/8. But they're, I don't know if you can see this. They're kind of already rusting on me. And that's unusual for the, like I have quite a bit of Tecton stuff. Very impressed with the quality of it. But this, I don't know. I mean, I know it is the type of steel using these bits. It rusts easier, obviously, than like chrome stuff. But I've only had this set like a couple months. So, just note that, I guess. Behind that, I got my 3/8 Tecton 6-point set, shallow and deep. Goes from 1/4 inch to 1 inch. It's even got these kind of obscure sizes that there's not even spots on the rail for. What are they, like 9/32 and 11/32 or something like that? So I just kind of store those off to the side there. Behind that, we got the Tecton 12-point 3/8 drive set, shallow and deep. This one's not quite as expansive as the 6-point set. It goes from 1/4 inch to 3/4 inch. And then behind that, I have just a Pittsburgh 12-point 1/2 inch drive shallow set. Goes from 3/8 to 15/16. Then here I got this little universal socket type deal, some no-name thing off Amazon. I don't know that I've ever even used it, to be honest with you. I messed around to see if it even worked. I know that, and it did kind of work, but I don't know. Some spark plug sockets there. So then in front of that, I got an older set of Tecton crow's feet. I got these clearance out at Meijer, and never really use them, especially since they're SAE, but I did get a chance to use them on a really old carburetor throttle cable. It was the only thing I could get to really bust that nut loose, so, you know, they come in handy, I guess, sometimes. To the right of that, this is what I'm talking about, not being happy with my organization. I mean, you can't stand these long bits up. This drawer is not quite deep enough for that, but I don't want to separate it because I keep everything except my extensions and swivels and like accessories for sockets and ratchets in this drawer. But I might just have to. I don't know. I really don't. I can't find a solution for those. Beneath that is another hex bit set. It's a master set by EP Auto. It goes, I can't remember how small it goes, but the smallest hex bit socket you're going to find in both SAE and metric, up to 19 millimeter on the metric side and 3/4 on the SAE side. I had to get the 19 millimeter of all bits to do my Harley. That's what it took to take the what is that called? The cap off of my fork. It used to be a large nut, but now they changed it to a 19 millimeter hex, and who has that. I guess I will show you guys just for the fun of it. So look at this monstrosity. I mean, I'm a grown man. Here's my thumb next to it. Who ever uses the hex bit that big? Thank you, Harley. But yeah, that's that there. Like I said, both SAE and metric. Put that back when we're done here. Here coming down the middle, I got my Pittsburgh. I can't remember the name of these, but these two ratchets here, very similar. 1/4 inch drive on one end, 3/8 on the other. This one is longer with flex heads. Really like that one. Before I had the Duratec flex head long ratcheting wrenches. This came in handy, but sometimes you don't have the room for the socket, so those wrenches still work well. Just a cheap China Craftsman 3/8. This is an old school SK right here. I found this rusted up in my dad's box, took it apart, cleaned it up, oiled it up. Still works well, but it's a little beat up. I couldn't even put a date on that. If anyone knows, please let me know. I tried looking it up, and it looked like could be as old as the 50s, could be as new as like the 80s. So I don't know. I don't want to focus. Who cares? Pittsburgh composite ratchet. Pittsburgh semi-locking flex head. This came, actually made this one myself with this one here. These are, usually there's just 2 of these locking from the store. There's 2 of them. I bought 2 of the ratchets, turned one into kind of like a stubby flex head here, and just used the handle portion. Added its second piece to this one to make it a 3-way flexing thing. I don't know. I mean, I've never had to use it, but it was just kind of a fun little project. Because like I said, usually it's like that. Just those 2 from the store. Now I got an extra way to bend, get around things if I ever need it. So this is the 3/8 indexing head ratchet from Harbor Freight as well. I don't know if you guys ever seen these. This is definitely useful when you got to reach around a corner because it just locks in wherever, whatever angle there to the handle. So that's nice. Next to that is my Tecton 92 3/8 drive. This came with one of the socket sets. Really like that ratchet. Probably the best feeling ratchet in this box besides my snap-on long flex head 3/8. This is my go-to ratchet. That's why it's so beat up and whatnot. But love this thing. Next to that is the Pittsburgh swivel head in 3/8, like I had the 1/2 inch over there to the left. And I think that about sums it up for the ratchets in the middle there. Guess we'll swoop on down here. I got the 24-inch Pittsburgh 1/2 inch drive breaker bar. Right above that is the 3/8. I think this is an 18-inch Tecton breaker bar. Above that, I got the Big Daddy Pittsburgh. I believe that's an 18-inch as well. 1/2 inch drive flex head. The long one there. Don't even need a breaker bar when you got that thing in your hand. Got the 1/4 inch swivel head. This is probably the most useful swivel head just because of how small it is and the fact that you can use it as a screwdriver. It's more useful in 1/4 inch than 3/8 or 1/2 inch. Above that, the Pittsburgh flex head, 1/4 inch. This is a nice little, I don't know exactly what, I mean, it's a bit driver, or a socket driver, but it can also be used as an extension, and then it itself extends into these, predetermined slots there. This is really, really handy. My go-to socket driver. I have a set of nut drivers I never use because I'll just throw the socket on this. That's just a standard 1/4 inch Pittsburgh. Came with one of the 1/4 inch sets. Behind that, we got the companion to the Tekton standard crowfoot set over there. I picked this one up on clearance. This said it was open box sale. I got it for like 50% off, but every single size is there. So I was like, all right, and I guess I'll pick those up. That's the metric. It goes from like 10 to 19, I think, but it skips some sizes. You know how Harbor Freight works. Behind that is the metric set of those Tekton hex bit sockets. These ones are rusting too, as you can see. What's this go from? 3 to 10 millimeter there. Up front here, this is another Pittsburgh 6-point 1/4 inch drive set. Goes from 4 to 14. Skips the 4.5 and the 5.5, but most sets do, to be honest. So that one I'm not going to hold against Harbor Freight. Behind that is the 3/8 Tekton 6-point set, both shallow and deep. Goes from 6 to 24. Don't even have room on the rail for those bigger ones. I mean, who's going to use a 24 millimeter on 3/8 drive? I don't know. I'm sure I'll be dumb enough to do it, but I'm not complaining that they were in the set. This is why I got to say why I'm kind of disappointed with the hex bit sockets, because as you'll see, a lot of my sockets are Tekton, and I really love my Tekton sockets, and all their sets are no skip and just really high quality. So the hex bits, those kind of frustrate me, but I really love all the rest of my Tekton sockets. Okay, so behind the Tekton 6-point set is the Tekton 12-point set, 3/8 drive, shallow and deep. Again, the 12-point, just like on the SAE set, it doesn't cover as much as the 6-point set, but it goes from 8 to 19, so that's still a full set for 3/8 drive, in my opinion. Behind that is the Pittsburgh 12-point, shallow, 1/2 inch drive set. Obviously, it's got some skips in it. It goes from 10 to 24. And then this little last piece here in this drawer is just a set of 1/4 inch drive, 3/8 drive, and a 1/2 inch drive magnetic bit holder sockets. So if I need to, say I want to use my M12 ratchet on like a Phillips head screw or a flathead or something that I don't have in socket form, then I can put the bit in there and use it. So those are nice. Give you guys one last look at the drawer here, just an overview, and I am missing my larger set of the Capri Master set of Torx sockets, but there's no way I could fit that in this drawer, so that's why it's just off to the side of my workbench. Alright, so on to my second favorite drawer. I really like pliers, just all different styles of them. As you can see, I've pretty much picked up the whole Doyle lineup from Harbor Freight there. I got a bunch of channel locks. We'll get into it. I gotta say, I like the Doyle brand pliers. They've definitely done me well. They seem to be holding up way better than like Pittsburgh's or any other Harbor Freight pliers. Got the cable cutters there, the end nippers, the angled head side cutters here. This is their crimping tool. Found that to be very useful. It's so much better having like a dedicated crimper now instead of just trying to mash it together with a set of pliers when you're crimping butt connectors and whatnot. Set of their linesman pliers. Then here's the only set of Quinn pliers I own. It's the double jointed long reach needle nose. These have come in handy a couple times, and I'd say the Quinns are, up there with the Doyles in quality. I'd recommend the Quins and the Doyle Pliers, but the Pittsburgh Pliers, just stay far away from them, except in the case of specialty players like this, these hose grip pliers. Got a set of 3 here, 3 different sizes. These have done me well, and they're actually not rusting yet. However, I do spray all my pliers with, I can't remember the name of it, but it's kind of like a coating because I live in Michigan, so things will rust very fast. So I keep all my pliers kind of like oiled or lubricated so that they stay in good shape. So that might have something to do with those Pittsburgh staying in good shape. Next to that, some more specialty pliers. This is for like trim panel in cars, you know, popping pins and whatnot. Same thing next to it, Pittsburgh as well. I don't know if these two come in a set or I bought them separately, but these specialty type players, you know, Pittsburgh's all right for that stuff. Unless you're a professional mechanic, you know, then you might want to buy a better brand. But these will do the job for any DIYer. These are I forget what they're called, like the push pin pliers or something like that. Just different types of fasteners for interior trim on vehicles. That's what those two deal with. Back here, I got a set of Doyle mini bolt cutters. I haven't used these yet. Just thought they'd be interesting because I can't say I've ever had to use bolt cutters that small before, but see if I ever do. That's a set of Crescent linesman pliers. I don't even know why I have those. Here is a set of, below this, well, I'll just lift it up. That's like a interchanging head Pittsburgh snap ring plier set. Wouldn't suggest that at all. However, this here is a Lang interchangeable tips, and you can also reverse whether it's in or out, interior or exterior snap ring. These I would recommend, USA made, and unless you're going to buy like a master set of all the different ones, this will cover you as like a DIYer because it has all the different angled tips and can also be interior or exterior. So I really like that one. Back there in the back, some more Pittsburgh, just specialty stuff, like not specialty, but stuff that you're not going to need a lot. So I'll buy the cheap pliers in that in case I do ever need it once or twice. It's just all the long reach needle nose. You got like your flat or your straight and your 30 degree and 45 degree and 90 degree or something like that tips. Then next to that, back here, those two, those are your super long reach. One's a 90 degree, one's straight. That's all Pittsburgh back there. So I probably should have mentioned this earlier when I was messing around with the trim panel pliers here. But as you can see, I got these plier holders, plier racks, and they're nice because they have this bar here on, you know, like 4 or 5 of the slots, and that holds any spring-loaded pliers down so that they'll actually fit into your drawer. Really like these. I got these off Amazon, super cheap, and they fit just perfectly in these drawers on this US General. I think I skipped over the needle nose Doyles I have over here. I have both their sets. It's an 8-inch set and a 7-inch set. It's nicer to have like some bigger, bulkier ones for when you're really trying to grip, but then also some more thinner and like easier access or more finesse stuff. The needle nose. I like that they have 2 needle nose options in the Doyle lineup. Back here, they call these the nut buster, I believe, is literally what Channel Lock calls them. It's kind of like a parrot nose or a parrot beak design. This will really help you get off like rounded nuts, just based on like the. Behind that, I got the big boy Channel Locks. I think that's the 16-inch. Then right here, I bought a set of these Channel Lock pliers. This here is like their tiniest one. I think they call this like a 4-inch one. And you'd be surprised how useful these tiny little pliers are. I've used them many times. Usually, I got these 2 pairs. These are just cheap junk. I don't even know where I got them. Probably, I don't think I've ever used them. Coming across here, I got all my locking pliers. Bunch of different brands. But everyone knows locking pliers, they're all the same. Honestly, you can buy name brand, you can buy Snap-on, and honestly, Snap-on locking pliers are garbage if you've ever looked into them. But at the end of the day, the best ones to buy are probably the original Irwin vice grips, still to this day. Even though they're not American made anymore, there's something about locking pliers that no one does a better locking plier than the next company. And they all wear out or break down eventually. But I got Bremen, Stanley, some Tractor Supply, a couple different brands, all the different curved jaw, flat jaw, kind of needle nose style. And then move over here, get you guys this side of the drawer. Back here, I got a little set. I think I got these from Tractor Supply. They're kind of useful because different style handle for when you want to use them like that. It's not rounded on both sides. They got the one concave side. I got a set of cutters, some little needle nose down there, and some other type of plier in that style of handle. But those are definitely useful. Got some little flush cutters here that I actually found in the drive of work. I don't know what brand they are, but I cleaned them up and they work well. Some little miniature Husky end nippers, and I think that about does it for the little pliers. Those are all just kind of cheaper little pliers, but like I said, the 16-inch channel locks here. Over here, I got 2 sets of these just because this set here on the left, you can see the blues faded. I've had these forever. And the jaws are, I mean, they're perfectly fine still, but they're not going to grip like these brand new ones I got now. They just been through a lot. Those were probably the first, that was probably the first nice tool I ever bought back when I was like 18. And just started my doing apartment maintenance. And I use the hell out of those. And this is the reason why I love channel locks so much. So I got, those are the 12-inch, and then this is the, I don't know the inches, but I got a bunch of different sizes of the channel locks. Can't go wrong. I think channel lock makes the best tongue and groove pliers. That's why they're, everyone refers to tongue and groove pliers as channel locks, because they're the ones who originated it. Next to that, I got the V-Jaw tongue and groove pliers by Doyle. Channel lock, V-Jaw, smaller size there. These are some junk DeWalt locking pliers. Not locking pliers, I don't know what these are called. These are junk. I bought these right before or after I bought these channel locks back when I was like 18. So I've had these forever, but they suck. I never use them. I don't even know why they're in my box. The Doyle slip joints. Got a set of Husky slip joints. I think I won this at like a Christmas party or something. Don't use them because I love the Doyles. Some more, I think these are Pittsburgh slip joints. Smaller channel lock slip joints. Here, I love these pliers. And this is another set of pliers I've had for 10, 15 years. These are these aren't Craftsman, but I think Craftsman originated this Robo Grip style. And these were really useful doing apartment maintenance because they're just so easy to one-hand things and not have to adjust on the fly when I'm holding on to something else with my other hand. but they don't, the jaws do not have the best grip at all. If you really need to grip onto something, you're going to need some actual channel locks. Those are just useful as, you know, for efficiency, but not necessarily for power. And then here's a smaller set of those. These I actually used way more than the bigger set. Still do. So yeah, I think that wraps up the plier drawer. We'll move on to the wrenches.